hard working, dedicated. Would like to dedicate this to those who never hate it. Can't nothing hold us down, can always go another round. Welcome to the underground, real sports with real sports guys. It's a flex that had his mindset, ready for whatever grind next. My mindset, working with the time left, hard working, dedicated. Would like to dedicate this to those who never hate it. Can't nothing hold us down, can always go another round. Welcome to the underground, real sports with real sports guys.
All right, welcome to another edition of Real Sports Guys. We're here. Check us out on all platforms, realsportsguys.com, and all social media platforms. If you have a chance to rate us, hit us with a 5. Like Bomani Jones might say, if you don't give us 5, we are going to consider you a hater. I'll give that one up to Bomani. But we had our, we had our draft last night, all of us and stuff. So we getting into that football mode. So this show going to have a football feel to it, both college and NFL. But before we get into the heart of what we're going to talk about today, let me bring my guys in. What's up, Hamp? How you doing?
Doing well, man. Thanks for the draft last night. Great time. See the fellas and, do old school, in person, nice food. So, yeah, in Beloit. Great to be in Beloit. My year, once a year sojourn to Beloit. But, we need to make it more than that because it was nice. Just chill out in Beloit. It was a good time, man.
Yeah, this is a league that started back, I think, 2002, 2003, with our famous director of food service at Beloit College. They call him a food dude. They named an award after him, Bill Bailey. And we used to host it in the lounge right off. But it was in person. It's evolved over time. And now we got my man Darnell. We got Cuz in there. He got a D+ for a roster that looked like it's a pretty good roster. What's up, man? How you doing? I know you were salty. I'm like, look at that roster. I'm like,
didn't go chalk.
Yahoo don't crack. Huh?
I didn't go chalk. I went with guys that I'm comfortable putting out there on the field. Like Shannon Sharp always say, don't accept something in a win that you wouldn't have lost. So hey, I'm going with my guys that I'm comfortable winning with and losing with. So hey, if they don't go all right, you can blame the GM.
and I'm trying to go for the back-to-back, so I had to go get Jalen Hurts because we had to put the ring away. I had to get somebody who understood that. You got to put the ring away, and you got to start with what this season's all about. So I had to get a leader for my team who understood that. So I'm glad I got Jalen Hurts because we both gonna be on this journey together this year. So I'm ready to go. So we gonna.
I've been rolling with
Go ahead.
I've been rolling with Justin Jefferson since he was a rookie. So
yeah.
He ain't failed me yet, so I'm gonna keep picking him.
So we gonna start the show with what's trending now, y'all. It's a lot. We gonna get into the college football. Like really, this was the big opening weekend, and we just gonna start with what we just saw. Bill Belichick's introduction to going behind the shed in college sports. College sports, that's the difference. When they get you down, they get you down. He had North Carolina, and I'm gonna tell you this. When I saw him get off the bus, he was walking to the stadium. I said, "Okay, let's look like he's ready." But when he was in the tunnel, and you get some of those coaches, they holding him back, and they run out with him, and it just didn't look right. He looked like I just wanted to be over on the sidelines. Why they got me over here? He walked out with it looked like about 9 to get. It just didn't look right. Like right that moment. I saw Dabble at the top of the hill running down the hill. Dabble running down the hill. I'm scared to run down that hill. Dabble running down the hill. You look at Belichick, he looked like he's walked across that field like I just got to make it to the sidelines. Look, I don't know if y'all saw that. But then they came out, they looked good out the stretch, and then it was all TCU. Yeah. TCU said we're going to get the beat down. It didn't look good. I'm going to start with you, Darnell. Whew. Sometimes you can get too high, too low with this. They got 70 new players. But what was your thoughts when you was watching that or seeing that?
Well, it's not easy. And so a lot of people think that, especially with the age of the transfer portal, you can go, you can turn it around quick. But it works better in basketball than it does in football. But even we saw with Coach Pitino, it took a year for it to really click at the new spot. And in college football, it takes time. You got to build a culture and talent. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the NFL where most the teams are somewhat evenly talented. You know, you have teams that are more talented than others, but everybody in the NFL can play. In college, there's more of a discrepancy in talent, and Belichick, he's building it. Shout out to CJ Sadler. He committed to from Cass Tech. He committed to North Carolina last week, so they're gonna have
For
another.
now, for now,
For
yeah.
now, yeah, I would say he might rethink that and go to Michigan, but you know,
Now,
yeah. But like I said, it takes time.
Hammer, they went 2 hours and
It
eight
was
minutes. They
ugly.
didn't
yeah,
complete a pass, man.
do not complete pass.
It was
Yeah, it was
ugly.
it was it was in
Come on.
my statement. Hammer, it was debacle, and really, I just this is what I was afraid of.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, Hammer's like,
Yeah,
it's a debacle.
yeah, this is what I was afraid of. I mean, Belichick is a great legacy. To see him really ruin his legacy, and I thought, his first year out, he really showed something that we never saw. I saw it on my own, sort of the media piece and really bringing the great analysis. He showed that's kind of under the radar when he was coach, because obviously his coaching overshadowed everything. But yeah, now it's he's being exposed. I mean, clearly, like Darnell said, you can't. It's not easy to turn these teams around, even with the portal. His son, let's just say, is suspect DC. He didn't really do a great job at Mel Washington last year. And you got Freddie Kitchens. Come on. I mean, Freddie Kitchens got run in the NFL as a coach, and then an OC in the Giants. So, yeah, and the players just weren't as this Gio Lopez cat was highly regarded. But yeah, he looked suspect last night and then got hurt. And then they brought in old man Max, to do things. So yeah, it just it looked bad. I really worry about. They better worry about Charlotte next week. That's all I gotta say. Or this week.
And I like Max. I was like, why didn't y'all start with Max? In situations like this, you sometimes need to go with the veteran. But I know they paid the money to
They paid the money to
have the
Gino. That's the
transfer
reason
from.
why. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing that worried me the most about this, and Darn, I'll go back, like the thing that worried the most about me that is Belichickian is the one thing Belichick might lose, even his last years in New England. He might lose, but the thing that you're gonna see for something that his operations are gonna look tight. They might not get over the top, but you're not gonna see the types of mistakes they had, like the snaps, the like there were just operational things that a Belichickian team just didn't do. Like when you look at that, like where do you attribute that? That's not just. It's more than just you got 70 new players. There's something about your preparation
Well, it was too
around.
much drama. Too much drama. D. Wells went
Yes.
on with the they got a Hulu deal or something like that, or some streaming services that has them. But it's just too much drama with the girlfriend and all stuff, and whether he's going to even. There was even bets of whether he was going to make the season because of the buyout, change. So it's just a lot of drama where. Said I wish he had gotten the Atlanta job. But the bottom line, we all know that he was not willing to give up personnel power to that job. That's why he didn't get that job. Ain't nobody gonna hire you to let them have you come in and fire them. So the bottom line is that's what happened, and this North Carolina situation really looks bad. Maybe we could turn around. But I don't know.
But Darnell,
Yeah.
you coaching every day. Those things are about coaching, and there's never been a question with Belichick about coaching, right? You're an assistant coach, and like those are also about assistant coaches, right? It's not like the head
Yep.
coach. Like there's something in the preparation
There's
that did
something
not look
missing.
good, right?
Yep.
Like, I
I
mean,
would
go
I would
ahead.
also question like when a lot of these guys got. You said they got 70 transfers. Did they transfer in the spring, the summer, the fall? Like when are they getting in there? Because they got to install a whole bunch of stuff, and like I said, it takes time. But like you said, that stuff is the priority. That stuff is day one.
Yeah.
You got to get the snaps. Center quarterback exchange every day from the spring, before practice, after practice. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. It's paramount. So
Yeah, you just look
They
at the
said
not
he was
assistant
there.
long
coaches.
snap. They said he was long snap, and it felt like they should have put him out the long snap. It was like it just it and like like
Well, that's Belichick's background. When he
yes,
was a college player, he was a long snapper. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
yes.
that.
It's and just like the way they were approaching like the runs, like the first play of the second half, that was just like open the gates and we going home. You know, Sonny was like, that's the thing about Sonny though. You disrespect Sonny, he gonna try he gonna try and make you pay. I will say that about Sonny. he gonna he'll get his piece of flesh. And Belichick. So what do y'all think? What does success look like for him? Hammer. What does success look like for him this year? If you're looking at that.
Yeah, I don't know now. I think it's going to be a failure. I mean, if you look at it anyway, he's making $10 million a year. There's all this hype. The team was supposed to be at least what they're projected, 7 wins, but they look like a 7-win team right now. So I just think right now that it's really a bad situation where he's going to have to save face for the whole season, and probably this will be his last year in North Carolina. I don't see how sustainable. I know his buyout becomes precipitously lower. We'll go to the contract because he really structured it to try to get back in the NFL. And so the bottom line is that I think that really this will be his last year. I think it'll be good. I think probably 3 wins. Like I said, this week will be telling. If they don't win this week, it's going to be a long season, and they could lose this week.
They got Charlotte this week.
They got Charlotte this week on the road. So I think So I think that it's going to be a long season if they don't win. And like I said, that team, I don't see them beating anybody when they played. Like I said, Snap was bad. They clearly got schooled after had great, and Avalos adjusted as a great DC is. And like I said, they better win this week at Charlotte, or it's going to get ugly. That's all I gotta say. It's going to get really ugly. And you saw the dignitaries last night, the LTs, the MJs, Roy Williamses, and Cass. I mean, but like you said, brother, in one of our chats, students spoke with their feet. They went out to wherever the row is, the bar row, and got back in it and enjoyed Labor Day before they started school on Wednesday. That was just a mess. I mean, that was unwatchable at times.
Yeah, that was it. Darnell, what do you think success looks like? What do you think he can go this year? Like, what is success like?
Success is like 6 or 7 games. You gotta, but it's not as far as the success is not in the wins and losses. The success is in building the program from the ground up the way that you want it to look in the future. You got to tear it down to the studs and start from the beginning, right? And at the end of the season, you should be seeing improvements in these areas, right? I don't think they're going to be a 3-1 team. I think they'll win more than that, but that's their goal. Their goal is to build that, develop some of these young guys, and build on the roster for next year, right? Hit the recruiting trail. And they've already started doing that, but I think the success you're gonna see the fruits of the success next year and the year after that, right? But this year the success is behind the scenes.
All right,
he's 74 years old. I mean, he's 74 years old, man. It's one and done. I mean, you're not talking about they wanted a quick fix.
Well, how old is Rick Pitino?
Yeah. Like these guys can coach. He can coach another 5 years.
No, it's not. No, it's
different. It's different.
No, it's not. Never mind.
Basketball actually is a little bit more draining than football.
Yeah, I was about to say
you're preparing for one thing 1 week versus the way basketball schedules work.
Yeah,
he's gonna be okay. He can go for a while.
The case of Pitino is a long time college coach. I think it's different than the other. What he's 75, the average 75 years old with his experience. Belichick's going to a totally new game. Totally
not that
game.
Much with the way the
preseason,
the transfer portal and stuff is working. It feels more like NFL. I mean,
still kids, man. Still kids. They're not grown men. They're not grown. These are kids, man.
But I think his success is getting to a bowl game because there's something about bowl practices that are extra practices that are important. I've been talking about this. That's critical. To the way they use extra practices in bowl preparation is critical to getting you going, and retention is success for him. Like he can't, he's got to hold on to as many of those freshmen as possible, and he's got to hold on to some of those other. He doesn't want to have 70 new people next year. Next year he wants to have 25 new people.
Yeah, what continuity?
He's got to build it.
What continuity? Yeah.
He's got to have some retention. All right, let's run FSU. Rocking into Doak, Alabama stumbling like a bumbling. Oh my goodness! Hammer called it. Hammer said, "Why your boy gonna go down there to Bama land?" And it makes Wisconsin look kind of all right in a couple of weeks. I don't know what's happening.
I'm not gonna say that.
Let's start with Florida State. Like I love the way they play. It
It
felt
is,
like
man.
it felt like the Seminoles of bold. I love the way they play. How do you look at that game? It was a good. I loved watching how that unfolded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go Darnell.
go
Oh
Darnell.
yeah, oh yeah. I like the way they played. Gus Malzahn.
Yeah.
I noticed that he's the offensive coordinator there at
Yep.
Florida State now,
Yep. Yep.
and yeah, he has his imprint on the offense. The way that they added those option principles.
Mhm.
They still run a lot of GT like what's the head coach like just like Norvell does.
Yeah.
It has in the past. They've added that.
Yeah, Memphis,
Also
yeah.
with the mobile quarterback Thomas Castellanos from Boston College, he played very well. So I think this is a team that they're on the rise. Last year didn't work out with the transfer portal. Norvell has been building it through the portal. Had a great first year. The second year not so much, but it looks like they're on the right track.
Yeah, and then on the Alabama side, that's what I come back to you, Hammer. I know, I said, man, I said he should have stayed in Washington. You can't run to something. You were building something,
Yep.
but I asked the people behind the scenes, like the issue he doesn't recruit as much as you think he can recruit, and he was hoping to be able to just leverage that Alabama brand. But what are we looking at right now? I mean, could this be a quick done and hook? What are we looking at?
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
gone. Yeah, I think he's gone. I think again they should have never hired him. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
He was not equipped. He was not ready. He had people were trying to clap back at me on social media talking about Sioux Falls State. Come on now, wherever he was, where I'm not putting down my brothers. So they done better than me. I never played, but come on now, Sioux Falls compared to Fresno. No, he had 2 years at Fresno, really 1.5 years at Fresno, and then 2 years at Washington, and then he gets the Alabama job, biggest job probably in college football. That's crazy. They should have gone with either Dabo or Kiffin or somebody with the credibility, and he just is not. He looks. I mean, I saw the SEC press conference. He just looks awkward. He just looks out of place.
Well, he is out of place. He's a West Coast guy.
Yeah.
In the SEC, Alabama is a different culture.
It is, yeah.
It's a different place.
I was going back and watching some of the old games.
He'll go back to a lesser school and do well. I mean, but he's not.
Darnell, what were you saying about Alabama being a different place?
It's a different place, different culture. I was going back and watching some of the older games from Alabama with Reuben Foster, Tony Brown, Eddie Jackson was on the team. Quentin Williams. I know you're looking at it and thinking of talent. It's not the talent, it's the attitude. Watch them on the sideline. Watch them communicate. Look at the intensity on their faces. And Alabama, right now, it doesn't look like the same. It's not the same place. It doesn't look like the same place anymore.
No, I tell you, D. Wells, I had the pleasure, for a sad occasion. I drove through Tuscaloosa to get to my aunt's funeral in 2022 when Bryce Young, Will Anderson were still on the team. And I'll never forget, like, this is around end of the year, and those cats at Alabama were cutting up, and they said flat out that those cats were going to play the bowl game. And I'm like, and they just knew it. I'm just like, wow, this is the type of football.
Yep.
This is fanaticism. And I'm like, this is why they have the culture, because these cats, it wasn't even no question. They're like, there's no question they're going to play the bowl game. I'm just like, wow. They played the bowl game, and they still got paid. So it's a great culture, and really, Mr. DeBoer has ruined the culture, and he needs to go somewhere else. And he will be going somewhere else.
All Saban probably told him to just drive straight, and he done drove off and did off roading and came back. All he had to do was just
They
drive.
had guys in warm-ups. With their phones out.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
They on the field. They on the field in pregame taking pass sets with their phone in their hand.
That's West Coast. Hey, it's down south. That's West Coast.
Wow, that right there.
Never happened with Saban.
Oh,
that's
so far from the culture. Oh, that's far from anything. I would never let nobody have phones on like that. Right there is a break in everything. Come on now, when you on the clock, and I'm paying you. Put the phone down. We ain't got time for that. You can do that afterwards. All right, Miami, the U is back, man. I'm telling you, I love the physical play they had. I felt good about them. I love the way both those teams are battling. CJ was he was a freshman trying to figure things out for the first half, and then kind of pull things together second half a little bit. But I loved now my deacon, who was an Oregon fan, would tell you Cristobal gonna lose you a game because he just don't know what he's doing. And I was like, it could be true. But they played like a Miami team. And then the freshman number 10, he looked like Tyreek Hill. My
Yeah.
goodness. If he get the ball in his hands, he's gone. But the energy from the beginning, from the time they came out, when they came out, it felt like the U. The sidelines felt like the U. The players, the defense was hidden. I was like, what is going? I like it. This feels like familiar to me. But Notre Dame didn't back down. They came back. It was a good physical game. But I think Miami's back. What's your thoughts, Hammer? I think Miami's back.
Yeah, Miami's back. I mean, it's one game. I think what's back is really the culture of the
Yeah.
past, as far as all the alums come. And I was looking at some social media with Joy Taylor and all the alums coming in, Vilma and Ed Reed, just the alum, unbelievable. And so they bring that vibe. And really, again, it's contagious with all these young men, and they play with swagger. They play with smart swagger. And it was a home game, and they won it. And it was a great game at the end. It looked like it was going to be a blowout initially. But no, the U is definitely back. But as far as sustainability, we'll see. Cristobal, I do think he's suspect as well, and we'll see
I'll tell
how
you right now,
he does.
Carson made for Miami. And the thing that was interesting about it, when they talked about the fact that I was talking to Darnell. Darnell, did I talk to you about that? Or no, actually, I talked to Cecil a little bit about this. But Darnell, I said, because they said that Kirby then wouldn't let him really do any adjustments really at the line.
Yeah,
And
that was
Miami,
you.
huh?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
talked about that with me already.
That's
yeah.
what I thought. I thought that, and
Yeah.
I was just like, man. I said, I mean, that kid was so comfortable behind. He was driving a Maserati. Like he knew what to do. He looked like a different quarterback. He looked comfortable. And he
He's
lucky he
bigger
fit the
too. He's
culture.
bigger too.
And it's
Bigger.
like you could tell the cats like him. Like they like him a lot. Darnell, I mean, both Miami, but I said Miami's back, but Notre Dame didn't look too bad. Now they got some stuff to work. They didn't run Love. The one thing I say about Love, he got to stop hurdling people. Every time I turn around, he's hurling somebody.
That's
Stay
his
on
thing.
the ground. But go ahead.
He got the Le'Veon Bell syndrome where
Yeah.
when he was at Michigan State, he hurt a couple of people, and that became his thing. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go up top. But
Yeah.
yeah, another thing about Miami, the offensive line.
Yes.
That was that's Mario Cristobal. That's
Yeah,
his thing,
especially
but also his childhood teammate, his high school teammate, childhood friend, Alex Mirabal, the offensive line coach there. He was the offensive line coach at Oregon as well. Great offensive line coach. I had the opportunity to meet him at virtually on the Cool Clinic a few years back. This guy is a great teacher of the game, the offensive line, technique and stuff. You see it, and especially the way they've been recruiting from Francis Mauigoa, Samson Okumlola. They have Markel Bell. Offensive line, they have some big dudes,
Some nasty dudes
they
up front. Yes.
and they opened up some holes. So that's one thing I wanted to shout out. But yeah, Notre Dame, they're not going anywhere.
No.
It's a team that they're on a mission. They had a setback. They lost the game, but they showed that fight. Where they're not going to be an easy out for anybody really.
And I know you've had a chance to watch CJ Carr up close and personal.
I've coached against CJ Carr
Yeah.
for almost 3 or 4 years.
Kid's a problem.
Yeah. One thing about CJ had he had that play action boot fake. We used to always talk about it with the D line because he put it out there and he roll out. He will always you better keep contained because he gonna roll out. He gonna do that spin move. He always come out the other side. I'm like man, but yeah, he was a problem to deal with. He was a problem to deal with. That's for
And
sure.
and hey, them Tigers got down. This like I said, only one Tiger came out Death Valley. I mean, Clemson came out,
Yeah.
hit him with the overhand right. Out come with you, Darnell, and then the Bayou Bengals came back, boom, 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 and they came and got it at the end. But it was a good battle between two teams that were battling down there in Death Valley. Where do you see those two teams? And that was, I mean, to me, that was it's an early game, but it felt like one of those games. Like, wow, they might see each other again. It felt like.
Yeah, a lot of talent, in the field. Garrett Nussmeier's guy everybody's been looking at. For possible NFL quarterback. I think he acquitted himself well. I think he managed the game very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought he showed some NFL characteristics. I saw somebody compared him to Jimmy Garoppolo,
Mm.
and I thought that was an interesting comparison.
Mm.
About he has some mobility, but also he has the capability to manage the game, make the right plays. Not gonna necessarily beat himself.
Yeah.
But, LSU always got those playmakers on the outside. I think they still have them. You know what I'm saying? So that's a team that is going to be interesting down there in the SEC.
I
And I'll
will.
tell you what. Yep.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. There's a guy on Clemson. I know everybody. Peter Woods. Peter
Mm.
Woods, the game breaker,
Yeah.
defensive tackle. I think he's gonna be somebody to watch out for.
To close out the segment, Hammer, I want to turn you, Archie Manning, rough day in Columbus. Man,
Yeah, really rough day. Yeah, yeah. Talking about
everybody was
talking about he
hyping.
was adopted. Talking about he was adopted and stuff. Yeah, yeah. The question is, yeah. So yeah, well, I mean,
Adopted. Well,
yeah,
Archie. Well, the thing about Arch Manning is his dad was the one that didn't play quarterback.
He played.
yeah. He
Yeah,
played wide
he did
receiver. Yeah,
football.
Play
played wide,
receiver. His
and they got
dad's
hurt.
super.
They got hurt. Yeah,
Yeah, we
and
talked about Belichick. How about Matt Patricia? Y'all saw
Woo.
Patricia, man,
things
made a
Matt
lot of money.
Patricia was
Man, a
doing.
lot of money,
Well,
man.
as long as he's not trying to coach offense, come on, get back to
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah,
Shoot,
yeah,
man. Actually, that's another guy I got to meet this year. I got to meet
Patricia.
Patricia over the spring, and Matt Patricia. That's a smart dude right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
he's
said it
smart
wasn't.
I
dude.
know
He like a
he be running.
he wasn't like an engineer or like some
Yeah,
type
He
of.
was,
engineering. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but get back, Arch had a bad debut, really exposed, and we can't get as bad, but it's not as good either. I think he looks
Yes.
suspect, and we'll see. The timing was off, and that's one thing too. Just the play calling didn't help either, Mr. Flood. So yeah, so I think really in Stark, it was bad for the young man, but really Patricia made a lot of money. Like you'll be in some school next year, I think, making a lot of money because
Well, he's at some school making a lot of money right now,
oh,
but
more
he,
money though,
but
more money.
but yeah, like I said about Belichick, it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
First game of the season,
Yeah,
no preseason, playing
yeah,
against that defense was
yeah.
a lot of disguises,
Yeah,
and they got Caleb Downs out there.
he can ball. Yeah,
They
he'll be a
got
first
Sonny
round.
Styles out there. You know what I'm saying?
No, just
It's not an easy first game. That's for
no.
sure.
But I
Yeah,
mean, he's played.
and I think he is he's seen the stuff. He'll have the next couple of weeks to kind of get his act together. I think you're right. Some of it is around how can you help him get into a rhythm. Um, you know, it's a learning lesson. He just got to put it away. I think the lesson is how quick can he turn the page, right?
Yeah,
That's going to be the lesson. How short is his memory?
yeah,
Um, you can see he's got skills, but like everybody else, he's got growth to come. I mean, to come out here and anoint him as a front runner for the Heisman, I was like, that's a little too much. Like he could grow to that, but it's you gonna have something on your back, and you in the SEC. We'll see that, but it'll all come together. I'm not gonna push too much on the young man. It just Columbus is a tough place to play, except if you're Michigan. We'll figure that out. Keep on moving.
Yeah.
At least recently. At least recently. All right. That's enough for what's trending now. Thank you, gentlemen. It was good stuff. We're going to get into the heart of the thing here in the Cypher. We're going to take this deep dive into the NFL. We're going to come at this a little different way. We're going to hit just a couple themes and issues that are going on around the NFL. We'll settle in on what we might think might be our championship rounds, our AFC championship matchup, and then our Super Bowl matchup. We might hit into some of that. I'm gonna really tap into these guys and have a good time with them. But obviously there's some promising stories that are coming up here to kind of set the tone. We had the Micah and Jerry. They're gonna meet in a couple weeks. None of us thought when we woke up. Nobody thought at the beginning of this year that Parsons would be in Green Bay and not be in Dallas. And,
Yep.
that's got to be a storyline we got to pay attention to. What does that mean for the Packers? And so I'm gonna start with you, Carl, because I know
Mhm.
this is a weird thing about Carl. Carl from Chicago, Chicago Bears fan. You know, went to Wisconsin law school, hung in Wisconsin, and this is the only guy who will go to the Packers game wearing the Packers stuff, but then he's a Bears person. It's weird. Cats, they get him in the chat room, but you know, he makes it work. He makes it work. I
Yeah.
couldn't make it work, but he makes it work. So
Yeah.
that's why I gotta go to him because he's got a pulse on these Green Bay fans because he's right in the middle of it. Man, the Packer fans got to be happy with this. What do you
Oh, they're
think?
excited. I mean, excited. They're comparing to Reggie White, obviously, because of the sacks per year for the first 4 years, and he's a dynamic player. That was really their weakness. You know, the Lucas Van Ness pick has been a bust so far, and so that's where really they had to make this move. And yeah, I mean, obviously the big thing story now here is the L5, L4, L5 vertebrae issues he has. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it's a big deal. He would have nixed the deal. So I think that if he has to do epidural for Detroit, so be it. That's a huge game. But I think, again, you know, a little preview. I think the Packers are going to do extremely well this year with him. I mean, that's the missing piece as far as when you get Jair go, you had to equalize that pass rush to help all people at every level. And so, you know, I think this is a great move. I was stunned by the Kenny Clark being part of the deal, but had to be done for salary cap reasons. So yeah, I understand it. But just with Kenny Clark and him, that would have just been phenomenal. But you know, it didn't work out. But yeah, but people were excited here in Green Bay. They're stunned too. People just couldn't believe it. Everyone thought Jerry was being Jerry, and he was eventually going to sign him like he did with CD and we did with Dak. But the bottom line was that, you know, kind of learned from some insiders I listened to. I'll put his name out, Bucky Brooks, foreshadowing there's mad beef between Jerry and Micah. That's quite clear, where they do not like each other. And so he liked Dak, he liked CD, but there's a hatred for it. I'll just say that because of the fact he had the nerve to turn down a deal and go to his agent, Mr. Mugoleta. So yeah, so people excited here. They should be excited. Packers really look good right now because they fixed it. And, you know, I think it's a great thing. It's stunning, like I said before. The biggest weaknesses the Bears have, my team, they got a big strength, and that's what scares me as a Bear fan. That I don't want to see Micah Parsons against our left tackle. That's gonna be ugly. So ugly for Caleb Williams.
I think this allows Micah to be Micah. Like, you know, these LT comparisons, people got to stop with it.
Nah, he ain't got LT, man.
You're
That's
not gonna
insult.
Well,
That's insult. That's insult.
because
That's
uh,
insult, man.
you're not gonna play on LT's not gonna be part of a defense that you can't run at LT.
No,
You can't.
nothing else.
Nobody
well,
can
wait,
run at
which
LT.
makes the Reggie White thing even worse
Yes.
because Reggie well against the
He's
run,
better against the run than Micah. Yeah, no question. I mean, we know football
you
here.
might be better than both of them against the run.
Oh
You might be better than LT too. What you talking about?
no, I
Against the
can't say.
run, absolutely,
No, I can't say.
absolutely.
I never forget.
Reggie
That's
White.
what I'm saying.
You know, cement me. LT being the best. Like, you know what I'm talking about? That interception. What was on Thanksgiving? Oh my god! That's how I was like, he's the best. Ain't no player could do that but LT, man. Dude took
Yeah,
a pick six. He can
I
do
think
everything in the field, man.
But I do think Micah can grow into some of those things in Green Bay in ways that there's just too much stuff going on. I think he'll grow into being a better player. You're going to see more of his attributes in it just because I think they're going to be more sound defensively. I think there's going to be things you're going to see him do that he didn't do in Dallas as well, you think. Yeah, I think they got to wait a little bit on that. But I think what he does better than a lot of people. And in Green Bay, you got to be, he's going to put you over the top. He don't have to be that player and a half that he had to be down in Dallas. He can just be him in Green Bay, which is going to make the other side. Darnell, man, I look at this Dallas. I don't even know where to start with you, but I feel like I just needed to go to you. I figured you might have a perspective or a
Well,
thought.
uh,
Even
Kenny,
you, I mean, Jerry spews so much stuff that makes no sense, and
yeah,
it just you can't talk about stopping the run when you had a chance last year to sign guys a month earlier, which would give you more cap room. And let's say you didn't even get a defensive player. If you just got the best running back in the game who's like a block away from you, that's like having a 12th defender. Like you would have possession. Like he for some reason he think he's the smartest guy in the room. He's chasing a championship ring he got back in Arkansas and trying to get that feeling again. I just don't understand. So, but I said enough.
Here's my thing. Like he said, that their direction they're in win now mode, right? And so they brought the coach back because they said they want to do it. They want to run it back, right? Or is it?
They brought him back because he's a flunky and they didn't want to invest in the coach. That's all. He just wants to put out a 500. They're gonna make money.
Isn't that what they said at the end of the season?
Well, that's
or is that the
they're gonna. It's like my Cubs. They're gonna whatever product, as long as the product is mediocre, people they're gonna make money. And so he's not concerned about no winning, or he wouldn't be GM first of all. Like dude's broken down. My OG's
but
broken down.
that's not what he says. Like Carl,
nobody else will put Jerry Jones
want to
as
get Super Bowl
GM.
ring. Like Carl, you keep saying that, but he keeps saying he wants a Super Bowl ring. That's not what he's saying.
He's
his
too
actions are
bright
not
of a
going to
guy.
produce
He
that.
knows what he's doing. Ain't winning no title. He knows that. He's not.
Okay.
He's not that bright. He's crazy like a fox. He knows
if y'all
that.
Cowboy fans paying for that,
they paying for that. Unfortunately, yeah, they are paying for that.
Good
They're
luck.
suckers. They're suckers.
You on your
Everyone's
own.
laughing at you. That's everyone's laughing at you. They're suckers.
I think they going in different directions. Right?
They're suckers.
So
that's about
they got the two. They got the
suckers. Yeah,
they got the 2 first-round picks.
Yep.
Yeah. 32 and 32. Good luck. 32 and 32. Good luck.
But in the NFL, that matters.
Well,
yeah.
It does matter. But
if you hit on it, yeah,
you're getting. But Kenny Clark is he's not old, but
he's older.
He's not a rebuilding type of player. He's 30 now, right?
Well, they did that because of cap reasons, Darnell. That's why they had to put his deal.
I know, but Kenny Clark he's a talented player.
He is, but they had to put him in the deal because of cap reasons. Though. There's certain things you have to equalize the money, Darnell. So that's why he was in the deal.
Yeah, but I think they feel like they got a defensive lineman back who can fill a gap and do a thing, and they might feel like they could do. They're gonna have to have. It's gonna come down to coaching.
They'll be a 500 team. I mean, what's the Vegas over under there? What?
Well, you can't
wins?
be a 500 team when you play a Dak and all those guys that much money. They got to be better than that.
Right. They're not going to be better than that.
They're not gonna
that's the problem. Like you should be looking for Joe Burrow results, and you ain't getting it. Like Joe ain't gonna have no defense, but that can't be an excuse for him.
Yeah, 7.5 wins. They're projected to.
Wow.
Yeah,
all right.
He wants to be Mr. Mediocre. You know that.
We spent enough time. The other thing, this is a Cecil question as we look into the season. Everybody is talking about the Chiefs not being Chief doubting it. And all the Chiefs did, they reloaded, got a little bit better. Like, everybody's acting as if the Chiefs are done because, they did get hit with the overhead right. But, why are people acting like the Chiefs aren't going to be there again at the end? I don't know if it's our opinion, but that seems like the overall opinion.
They're haters. That's the reason why they're haters. They hate Taylor Swift. They're haters. That's why.
Yeah.
They're haters of success.
I look at it. Don't look like Mahomes got the dad body this year. He look like he's ready to go. I think Travis going to be focused now that they don't got he about to get.
Travis lost weight too. He's lost about 10, 15 pounds. He's going to play more wide receiver. He's not going to be doing as much tight end. So
Darnell, what do you say on that? Like, are people they're in a tough division now that. We got cats predicting Denver going to win the division.
Yeah, they could.
What's
your thought? They're going to win the Super Bowl though.
What's your thoughts on the Chiefs?
I don't know about Denver winning the division, but like you always looking for something new. Always looking for something new, and
yes.
They what's the offensive lineman that went to Chicago?
Oh, you talking about Tooney? Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Tooney. That's a loss. That's a loss right there.
Yeah, but that Simmons kid's killing it though.
They got Simmons from Ohio State. That's one of your boys.
That's criminal. That's criminal. They got him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to bounce back that well from that.
They knew. Mr. Beach and Mr. Reed knew.
No, we knew he could play.
Yeah, that's why.
It's just how he's going to recover with. Yeah,
he was damaged goods and all this mess.
No, he can play.
They laugh into the bank when they turn in that pick. They start laughing.
So I'm not going to get too deep into where you think they'll go because y'all might have them in your Final Four. So
I got them going deep, man.
But we all not drinking that Kool-Aid. Yeah. We're not going to put the
because they're haters, D. Wills. They're haters. They're haters. They hate excellence.
I got a team.
They hate excellence. They hate excellence. I got to give Reed credit. Reed lost Super Bowl, got fired. What was he like, 4-12 or something, and came back and just killing it, dude. came back and just reloaded, and like I said, got one of the best quarterbacks ever, traded up for him. Yeah, I mean, stop hating. They're a tremendous team. You know, Mr. Rice messed up, but he paying the piper right now, 6 games, and then he'll be back. And then you got Mr. Worthy. They got, I mean, again, they Mr. Pacheco, yeah, Mr. Kelsey. I mean, yeah, stop hating. Mr. Jones, stop hating. They're the best team in football, plain and simple.
I love it. I love it. Now
Until they get
I don't know if they're the best team in football,
I'm not
but
gonna know if
they're
that's team
pretty
football.
darn good.
They're gonna be good. They're gonna be a tough out. I'll say
There's
that.
another team that got away with highway robbery. Do you guys know who? Do you know who Willie Lampkin is?
Yeah, I know
Our
Willie
guy
Lampkin.
from the Senior Bowl, the little
Yeah.
5'11" center.
Yeah.
He graded out as the best offensive lineman in the preseason, pancaking guys left and right.
Wow.
And somehow he got waived by the Rams. And guess who signed him? The Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh my goodness.
They just get so many. The richest seems to keep getting richer.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's something to look out for.
Wow. It's good. Look good for my. Looks great for my fantasy team. Gonna protect my quarterback. They're just building that line up for him to get the tush push. All right, Darnell. I'm gonna start with this one. This is one more to think about the season. It's ideal units, and sometimes teams are turned by a certain aspect of their team coming together, gelling, creating opportunity. It could be an offensive line growing. It could be a young receiving core, bringing energy in. It could be a defensive line group that's got some depth. It could be something that gives it there. And I'm thinking about units that you might be paying attention to. That you think if this team's unit comes together in this space, they could be different. I don't know if you had a chance to think about that, but do you have like a unit you're kind of watching on a team that you're saying, wow, we got some pieces. If this unit comes together, this could really put this team over the top.
Packers defense. Wow.
I'll start with you. I'll start with you.
Yeah, Packers defense.
You,
Yeah, Packers defense. Yeah, I want to
right.
see how. I mean, they let Jair go, but getting Micah is huge, and I think this will help. Obviously, like I said, this was indictment on Van Ness's development, but this might light fire with Van Ness. You don't know. So you got a cat like Micah. It's going to teach you. I mean, that's one thing: lack of leadership, and my other cats like Wyatt and Walker will wake up. So yeah, I think that and then Mr. Hatley's going to have to deliver as well. He had a good year last year. He was hired for a reason, and so. Next step. So there's a lot. That defensive unit of the Packers is the thing I'm watching. They got McKinney. They got Bo Melton back there. Converted to D-back. So it's going to be, and especially they're going to get a nice test on Sunday against the Lions. So I'm looking at that unit. That's the key to the Packers' victory. Is going to be that unit. Not going to be Mr. Love. It's going to be about Mr. Parsons and all the other defensive personnel that they've upgraded and gotten.
All right, Darnell, you can go. I can go.
Let me think. The Pittsburgh Steelers backfield. So
okay.
quarterbacks and running backs.
Okay.
Quarterbacks and running backs. So backfield. So if Aaron Rodgers can turn back the clock and be the Aaron Rodgers that we know him to be, and if Jalen Warren's on my fantasy team, if he can ball out as well as Caleb Johnson, my guy from Iowa. So I think their offensive line, they're young, but they're very talented. So I think they're going to be opening up some holes. If we got running backs that can read it and hit those holes, and then Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, I think the Steelers can make a lot of noise this year.
Yeah, and I'm on you. Like what got me thinking about this were the Steelers, and I was originally going to do their offensive line. I think some pieces, but their secondary, I think, has the ability to really do some special things. Obviously,
I don't think that's a question mark.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are sleeping on Steelers. Like you pay attention because I think you're in, but like they've done some work with that defensive backfield. When not just the Jalen Ramsey part, you got
Darius
Darius
Slay.
You got Darius Slay, and Darius Slay. When you listen to him talk, he just wants to be the OG in the room. He might be in the back of the room just, but then on top of it, I think with Thornhill and Elliott at safety, but then they got this Brandon Echols who they can play like before you even get to depth because Ramsey can play in the slot. He'll probably play free safety on the base defense. Like they have so much flexibility and depth that like they got I believe they got Chuck Clark so they got some depth. Like they don't fall off in ways. And this is even before you get to Joey Porter Jr. Like, I think they got so much to play with. And one of the things that Tomlin always talks about that the front and the back ends got to work together, right? And I think you're going to see, what made Pittsburgh really good is Blitzburgh, exotic defenses being a play. You're going to see a lot of that. And the sneaky part of that that's not really in their secondary, but it's part of that stuff is their middle linebackers as well. I mean, they got, when you think about their ability to cover as well around that in the way that they can do. So, yeah, I'm excited about the secondary because sometimes they'll have a secondary, but they don't have depth. I think they got a lot they can play with in their secondary. So I'm excited, along with what you're saying about that backfield, if they can get stuff together. But this secondary is going to keep them in games. They're going to be they have the ability to be in that top 5, top 3 on defense with this secondary. So, all right. There might be some other units we're talking about down the line, but we'll bring those up and pay attention. All right, Darnell, can Detroit break through, man? They got healthier. Yeah, they changed coordinators. You there on the ground, man. Talk to us about them Lions.
You said it right there. It's health. It's health. Are they going to be healthy by the end of the season? That's the key to it. Like Detroit, the Lions. It's almost like Houston basketball. The Cougars with Kelvin Sampson. They go into practice and it's gladiators. It's gladiators. They're going at it. This is Sparta. But then what happens is you after every practice, it's almost like sparring at the Kronk gym.
Yes, that's what I'm about to say.
You
They like
leave,
the football version of the Croc.
yeah,
Yes.
you you leave with a little piece taken out of you every time, and then the downside of that is, well, the good side of it is they're always prepared, they're always physical, there's a team with an edge, but the downside of it is there's always a few nagging injuries
Yes.
and that bites you at the end of the season. It happens with Houston every year. And with Dan Campbell, it's been happening with the Lions every year. And if the Lions can make it to the finish line reasonably healthy, I think they have a really good shot. Like we talked about their skill players, Isaac Tesla, the hometown kid. I think he was a wing T quarterback in high school, but he's been making a whole lot of plays in the preseason. You add him to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams. You add that to David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. You add that to Sam Laporta at tight end. And you add that to one of the best run blocking offensive lines in the NFL. You got something that you got to watch out for. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you got Aiden Hutchinson coming back, looking like he's back and better than ever. Ali McNeil is going to be coming back at some point, but along with Ali McNeil, you've added Tyleek Williams from the national championship Ohio State team over at nose tackle. You also have DJ Reader in there, another talented defensive tackle. So you always talk about the core of the team needing to be strong, the middle of the team needing to be strong, and that's where the Lions are really strong on the defensive end. Their defensive tackles are a strength of their team. Their linebackers with Jack Campbell. You got the safeties with Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, and the crew. So yeah, this is a team that we can make some noise. We just got to get to the finish line healthy. That's the most important part.
Wow. Hammer, I'm going to jump to you about coaches on the hot seat. We always come in the season like, folks got to get some stuff done this season. Who do you feel like is better get it done, and they need to move on?
Zach Taylor, definitely. Zach
I knew
Taylor.
you'd have one.
Yeah, Zach Taylor, definitely. I mean, you fired the DC, you lost your OC to to the Titans, but he better, Mr. Golden better bring it. They better bring it. That's all. I mean, there are no excuses. That defense costs a lot, so he's on the hot seat definitely. Not fair, but as you know, NFL is not fair. Belichick got fired. He's considered the best coach in history, and he got fired. So anybody can get fired. It's like when they say about Jerry Rice, anybody can get cut. Jerry Rice got cut. So yeah, Mr. Taylor is in serious trouble if he doesn't.
And the thing about him is like they just start terrible. Like their record in September is just terrible, and it's like,
and that's the coaching. That's coaching.
Yes, coaching.
That's coaching always. That's again preparation. That's attitude coming out laissez-faire, and that's a culture thing where that has to be fixed. If they come out slowly, I'm not gonna say he's gonna get fired in season. I think that won't happen, but he is in trouble. If they only get to the AFC Championship game, he is in trouble. He is in definite trouble. And he knows it too. I mean, you don't fire DCs, and he's in trouble. Yeah.
Darnell, do you have anybody you think is on the hot seat if they don't get it right? Or I might bring another person in here.
Oh, yeah, that's another one.
Darnell, I might bring another person in here. People don't consider him to be on the hot seat ever, but let's talk about Kyle Shanahan. Like,
he could be on the hot seat. That's not true. He could be on the hot seat. That's not true. Up this way, D. Wills, there's all these rumors that people want to trade for him. You know how it works. They ain't allowing you to get traded if they want you. And so, that's another name. Shanahan is in trouble too. I do believe that because there's too many rumors last year about him going to the Bears, and a lot of teams were trading due to the fact that I think maybe even the Vikings might have won something like that. But the bottom line is that there are a lot of teams that were inquiring, and when they inquire that, T. Wills, is two things. Not only do they want you, they also know that your team might not want you. And so that's the thing where. Yes. That's the thing where, again, he could be, and Mr. LaFleur is in trouble. He better win the Super Bowl, like I told people, with that trade. I mean, it's literally
like him and the GM, they tied at the hip.
They got a new president.
Deep run, but
they got a new president. Remember that they got a new president, so he can fire all of them.
You got to make a deep run. But going back to Shanahan, Darnell, what's your thought about Shanahan? I mean, I have my thoughts. Y'all know I'm trying not to put too much in here. But what's your thoughts about him? I just feel like, go ahead.
I'm on mute. Sorry.
Okay.
I like Shanahan. I like Shanahan a lot. I think he's a good coach. Sometimes things don't necessarily go their way, but I think they always have a good, solid team, and they're always poised for a run. I believe. I think they built the right way, and I don't think he's on the hot seat. If I was the GM, he wouldn't be on the hot seat. So, hey, he's one of those coaches that if he gets fired, he get another job. It won't be the next day. We'll get a job by the end of that day.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting one because he gets passes on a lot of stuff that are his stuff, and then somebody else always takes the blame for it. But it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, firing those DCs really angered me too.
Firing DCs when your defense was doing well, your defense and you made the bad. Like he got a lot of stuff he could hide behind. I get a little nervous when you can just scapegoat folks for stuff that you did. But we have to figure that one out. Rookies, I'm always looking for rookies who break out. Mine is going to be my boy Scatterboo. I think he's at New York. He got it. I think that's the right space for him. I'm looking forward to see.
I got Tyrone Tracy in my fantasy. He better not. So.
Hey, I'm looking for that player to do his thing. Y'all got some rookies y'all paying attention to. Who you got, Darnell? And I'm going to be him.
He on my fantasy team.
Yep.
Trevion Henderson.
Hello.
Boy, you love the Buckeyes.
Man, Trevion Henderson he's a playmaker. He's a playmaker.
Yeah, I hope he don't get the ball that much, but
you say you hope he don't. Man, they building that offensive line up. You know, they got Will Campbell in there.
Mm.
He's a threat in the running
You
game,
mean short?
passing game,
You mean short arm?
the
Short
kicking
arm,
game.
Will Campbell. That
Yeah.
Hammer was talking about. You mean short arm?
Yep,
That
short
that
arms. Yep, he can't play. Can't play with him. Can't coach with him. Can't do it.
Absolutely. Mm-mm.
All he
I
did
would have
was he
taken
was
number
like captain
4.
as a freshman. You
I
know, he
would take
can't
number
play.
4. Mm-mm.
His arms too
Vrabel
short.
better get that right. That's all I gotta say. He better get that right, bro. He better get that pick right. That
So
was
that's what you got. You got a freshman. You got a rookie. You looking at
what to me?
Hammer,
Yeah, my cousin, obviously, man.
your cousin.
Number 22 in the draft.
Oh,
Marion,
Marion Hampton.
baby. Definitely, man. He's gonna
You
be
say your cousin. Yeah, you go.
my
Yeah,
cousin. Yeah, he probably is,
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, no, I think Marion Hampton's gonna. I think definitely with Najee Harris, I think he'll give more touches, and I think that this guy, you don't pick a running back 22 in the draft unless you really think he's special. That's a high pick, and he's explosive, and I like this brother. Love his last name too, but yeah, that brother, like I said, I think he's gonna be a breakout. I think Harbaugh loves a cat like this, and he's young, fresh. So the young running backs, fresh legs, I love it. So, yeah, I love his last name. I love the fact again the brother is a baller. So yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't say something about your tight end in Chicago because
No,
he's surely been
I
off
don't like
rip.
my tight end in Chicago. Yeah, that's another segment. I don't like my tight end in Chicago. I told you that flat out. He ain't blocking Micah Parsons. That's all I know. We should have got somebody to block Micah Parsons. That's what we should have done. So again,
I
Mr.
don't think
Loveland.
they didn't know he was coming at the time. They didn't know he was coming.
No.
They didn't know he was coming at the time. We got a lot of stuff going here. Let's jump quickly to any dark horses that y'all have for MVPs. Anybody y'all think that people aren't thinking about that could be a challenge for MVP? We had dark horses last year that we didn't anticipate. Sam Darnold was in the conversation. Nobody started the year thinking Sam was going to be a potential MVP candidate, right? Anybody I think that might jump out there and be MVP? It's crazy that Mahomes hasn't won the MVP as much as he probably should have won, but that's a whole other thing. But anyone else out there that you think might
Mr.
be?
Mr. Rogers all day, man.
You think Aaron Rodgers MVP?
Yes, all day. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a
I'm glad. I
special.
hope he has that kind of season.
Oh, I know you do. I just like. I think it's gonna be. I think I trust Tomlin's judgment. He's bringing a cat that's difficult. I think they're gonna click. There's always been that mutual respect for them. I think he's got a little bit left in the tank, and this is gonna be his last. He knows it's gonna be his last year. Most likely, he's foreshadowed that, and so I think again, gonna be no monkey business. It's gonna be, and you got Metcalf, you got. Again, I think Ron Wilson will come out and do well. You got John Smith, and you got nice. You re-signed TJ. You got a nice team. You talked about the secondary with Jalen and Porter. I like that team. I like that team. I like Rodgers. I think he won't clown his last season. I believe that. So, yeah, that's the thing. The finale is going to hit home, and he's going to be the adult he was early part of his career, not the one he was the last 2 years clowning in Green Bay and then in New York.
All right, Darnell, you got any dark horses?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
That's a good pick.
I got Jahmyr Gibbs as my dark horse running behind that offensive line. Montgomery's coming off that injury, so I think Gibbs going to get a little more carries than he did last year. So I think Gibbs can have a breakout season, not breakout season. We know who Jahmyr Gibbs is, but a season like almost akin to what Saquon had last year. I think he could do some similar stuff.
Great.
Maybe on less volume.
Yeah, and this one, he's not a dark horse, but I think he doesn't get the credit of, even though he's just won a Super Bowl, he doesn't get the credit as he's always ranked. Some people didn't even have him in the top 10 as a quarterback. I think Hurst is going to. I don't think he's a dark horse, but I don't think people ever talk about him in the MVP way. And
they disrespect him. They disrespect the talent around. That's ludicrous. Again, he's been in 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He's the Jason Tatum of the NFL.
Oh, that's a great comparison. Oh,
Tatum's more regarded he is. Sadly, he's more
That's a
regarded he
great
is.
comparison to Jason.
It's good compared. Oh my God, it's good. Great.
I think that's a great one. All right, let's talk about championship rounds. Let's close this thing. We had a number of things up here. Let's talk about championship rounds and who you think are going to be in AFC and NFC matchups, and then we'll talk about Super Bowl stuff. I might be doing this in the moment, man. I had so many thoughts around this, and I don't know how this thing going to match up. But let's start with the NFC side. Hamp, who do you think going to be in the championship conference championship game on the NFC?
Green Bay and Philly all day, man. All day.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
Darnell, who you got?
Detroit and Philly.
Yeah, I'm feeling a Detroit Philly matchup. That feels about right for me. That's where it's going to be a hard nose. So I got Detroit Philly. You got Detroit Philly. We got Philly. And you said Green Bay. What'd you say, Hammer?
No, I said Philly and Green Bay. Yeah, I don't trust Mr. Campbell, so that's the thing. They got the
That's a whole
talent,
nother
but I don't trust Mr. Campbell.
Yeah,
I don't trust go. I don't trust go for it. I don't trust him.
All right, then who we gonna have in AFC? You got a Hamp.
Buffalo, KC. I only have confidence in those teams. Yeah, I mean other ones. I don't trust Lamar. I don't think LA's got enough yet. Denver's just dark horse, but I don't see that yet. I think that until they get beat, those are the two top teams. Cincinnati, I think Mr. Taylor might be on another team next year. Yeah, so that's where I'm thinking. Yeah, so.
All right, Darnell, who you got?
Baltimore and Kansas City.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm going to say, and I thought about this, I was driving the other day, and this is probably totally, I think it's going to be Baltimore Buffalo.
Okay.
I think.
I don't trust Baltimore. That's another story. Yeah, I just don't trust them.
I think it's going to be Baltimore Buffalo.
Yeah, my man Mark Andrews going to drop the ball again. So. Sure-handed Mark. Man, we had butterfingers. Man, I was stunning, man.
All right, who do you have in the Super Bowl? I'll go with you, Hamp. Who you got in the Super Bowl?
Green Bay, KC.
So Hamp's got Green Bay and KC, and then who do you have, Darnell?
I have Philadelphia and Kansas City, Part 3.
Wow. I thought you'd be more imaginative than that, brother.
The Rumble, the Rumble in
Baltimore. Yeah, I'll attempt to do that.
The Thriller in Manila,
round
3.
Round 3. Well, it could be, yeah.
I think this is going to be Baltimore against Philly. This is going to be one of them going to the body. This might be Canelo against Crawford. Right there. I could be wrong, but this could be Baltimore Philly. That would be a great Super Bowl though. Oh, that'd be you get hide everybody. It's gonna be all right. Who you got winning? Darnell, who you got winning?
I'm gonna go with Philadelphia again. Cause I'm I'm gonna go with Philadelphia again. It's a tough one.
And I'm going Philly as well to repeat.
They're on a mission.
They're on a mission.
They're on a mission, and they're young.
And they're young
too.
Yeah. All right, who you got? Yeah.
I got KC. I mean, one reason why I didn't have Philly in the I don't believe Saquon Barkley is going to replicate what he did last year. He's always had injury history. I mean, I'm not wishing anybody get hurt, but just look at his track record. He's never had consecutive games like that. Never consecutive seasons healthy. He's got injury history. I just think that again, I don't see him. Even if you're healthy, I don't see him replicating the year. His year was just one of the best ever for a running back. Yeah, and so I think definitely I don't see him replicating that. And I think again the Parsons factor it's going to be huge for Green Bay. So yeah.
All right, y'all. That's a good stuff. So we got those things in the bank. All right, I want to go a little bit of a quick under the radar thing, and kind of emerge out of this conversation with about uh, just Micah, just some of the off-season deals and free agency. We've seen an increase in guaranteed money that's jumped up to like 40% of the contracts now have guaranteed money compared to, I think, maybe 10 years ago, it was like maybe like 25, 30% of those contracts. So the guaranteed money is getting built in. Even when you hear Micah's agent talked about the way deals are structured and even the difference with the guarantees for the Green Bay contract and the Dallas contract, not just around like Dallas being really around the first year versus 4 years, 5 years, like the guarantee. What impact has that had in terms of how people are thinking about team building, how these free agency deals are going to be going? Like how does that? How have y'all seen that the rise in guaranteed money? Baseball, we see guaranteed money. Basketball, we see guaranteed money. Football's always been a sport where they come up with these contracts and you knew half the contract wasn't worth anything. The numbers were good, it was nothing. But now you're seeing a lot more, which I'm happy for the players having guaranteed money. Hammer, I'll go with you.
Yeah, what you're saying is that it's going to be paramount that you draft the best. People who don't draft well are going to be out of a job, either head coach or GM, because if you sell yourself with a bad guaranteed contract, along with top of second contracts, free agent contracts, there's just no way you're going to be sustainable as far as putting the talent on the field to win the NFL. And so you have to hit on these draft picks. That's why, like I said, the Parsons deal was made, because the Van Ness deal is just been a disaster right now. He's not performed, and he was drafted for that reason to perform, and so they had to make that move. That's a perfect example. You have to hit on these draft picks all day. You've seen that the way that KC was built, the way Philly was built. You get great draft picks, and then you get that free agent that you put over the top of that trade that puts you over the top. You have to have that flexibility too. You talk about, like, perfect example, we talked about Jerry earlier. This bad money Gary had. Gary's bungling of these contracts cost him several good players in flexibility, because he had to overpay Dak when he could have him a cheaper price. He had to overpay CD at a different price. And he let Micah go because he didn't like him. So that's the main thing that you look at is you got to draft well. And that's why the Packer deal is even bigger than you think, because give up 2 first-round picks who you know are going to have guaranteed deals. That's a lot of capital, along with Mr. Clark. It's a bigger deal than people think. People, dismiss the deal because they said that, they're late round picks, but like Darnell said earlier, the 32 or they're gonna be some good picks, good picks, and people who you don't have to hit on, and then hopefully your franchise to get another deal on. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, watching the Hard Knocks with Buffalo Bills with their GM, was it Bean or whatever, talking about our thing, we want to re-sign our own guys, right? They're really, and they're trying to sign them early, right? They're trying to work these deals and build like kind of what we're talking about with Belichick. Like, you got to have continuity there, and then you figure out how to build it over the top. I mean, there's some similarities in that, and how these folks are starting to think through.
They got Gabe Davis. They got Dave Davis today. They brought back Gabe Davis.
Yeah. Darnell, I don't know how much you've been paying attention to that, but yeah, I was looking at this the rise. There was a time when we were like, NFL players, contracts were just like wasn't worth almost the paper it was on. Like, the numbers were good, but it really came down to how much was guaranteed, and it's definitely going up. I mean, I take it back to Deshaun Watson. I mean, things changed with Deshaun, even though people didn't go to fully guaranteed. What it did was raise this notion of guarantee. People weren't going to fully guaranteed, but people were guaranteeing more money. There was an expectation around the guarantee piece. But so, are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, for the most part, yep.
Yeah. So, I'm glad you got deep into that thought, man.
Yeah, I really thought much about the
I have, because
expected this
people were
brother.
clowning, people were angry at the fact that all these second round picks were. That was the biggest story, was these second round picks were getting fully. That was stunned me. I'm like, they're getting fully.
Yeah.
That's why you would stay in school if you weren't
Yes.
a first round pick, you stay in school because you want to get the guaranteed deal if you were on the cusp of. But now it's like if you got a guaranteed deal, it's people going to jump the NFL more, or people say now they won't jump the NFL as much because of the NIL deals. But but again, it's just more. But the fact these second round deal players, they were cutting up on sports radio, just clowning. Talk about and talk about how it's going to break the NFL and blah blah blah. I'm like, no, this is where basically
NFL print money. I mean,
you have to hit on these draft picks. If you miss on a draft pick, you're gonna be in trouble because the dead cat money.
You got to be a organization that's about development and coaching. Too many these guys have been getting away with things that are about coaching, and they just been. If you're a coach, you got to coach. You got to develop players. You got to make sure that investment works. It doesn't just because they do. There's things you got to do to prepare them, and you got to know what you're doing. I mean, that's what you see with the Rams. I mean, there's a link between the GM, vice president, like in the coach. Like the type of players, they're like in link. They're like looking. They know what they want on offense and defense. Like you got to really like lay that down. Doesn't mean it's always going to hit, but there's got to be a lot of synergy between the front office and the coaches and what you're looking for because you need those players to hit. All right. We gonna get into a little bit of culture in the game a little bit. I want to have a little bit of fun. Now we need to talk a little bit about it, but Travis and Taylor they'll pull it together. This ain't the first time we see the sports in music and entertainment come together. People talk about good for NFL, but I can say on that podcast when she was talking about defensive coverages, I was like, see, I can relate to that. I got a partner I could talk to about sports as well, and it's nothing better than being in that vibe about it. This is entertainment. What do we see happening here coming up? We talked about the Chiefs. They got the nuptial. Do you think Travis is? Sometimes I felt like Travis wasn't focused, but I think he's focused now. What y'all think about this announcement and the merging of the world of sports? With somebody who kind of thinks she know her sports. She wasn't just talking. Talk to me. I know y'all don't like this stuff. Come with me on it.
No, I mean I have no problem. I still relationship still surprises me. I just think knowing his background, knowing Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift is the most 180 woman he's ever dated. And this guy went from urban sisters to Taylor Swift. So I still question the relationship. Again, I still think it might be a thing to make money, both of them. I just have to see it to believe it. They look at together. They look still awkward. I'm not the big relationship in the world. I've never been married, probably never will. But the bottom line is, I can't believe they're dating. That's all. Nothing against him, but I know his background. I'm just like, it's like 180. It's just it just you change totally. I mean, she's nothing like any of the women he's ever dated. And so that's where I just again. Yeah, I hope but I wouldn't be surprised if it's. And also, I mean, you knew the engagement was going to come because everyone was foreshadowing this is going to be his last year. So that's why it's still for me, I'm skeptical because he made everybody clear this is going to be his last year, and all of a sudden they get engaged. Yeah, I mean, God bless them. True is true, but I wouldn't be surprised if we find out the scandal that this was a deliberate attempt to make a lot of money. I mean, the podcast he made is making big money. Her career is making big money. So. They're a great couple as far as on paper, a lot of reasons. But again, I hate I don't know. I know so much about Travis Kelce. I think I know so much Travis Kelce to think that this relationship just to me just like it always has puzzled me. And they look crazy together. I think considering I've seen him with the other sister he was with, and I'm just like, really, like okay, well,
But it's interesting. But I mean, you've also seen partners who come in like Sierra was. I think she played basketball, knows sports, like big into it. Yeah. Gabrielle Union would play AAU, was like there's an element. Yeah. She seemed to be leaning into. It's an interesting dynamic when you see it. What it does for the NFL in terms of its ability to.
Well, something the NFL big time. Yeah, with white women big time, women in general. Yeah, I mean and you have women who didn't care a damn thing about the NFL and now watching it because of Taylor Swift. So. So that's the thing where it's definitely helped the league. But again, like I said, to see them together, yeah. Again,
I do. And
I'm still
Kyle went into
skeptical.
the dating history. It's like if you look at Travis, it's like this one is different. I ain't gonna go to Darnell because this is stuff that Darnell like. I don't know if he even he's like Darnell up here
Yeah,
trying
let's
to
talk
figure out how
football.
to
Yeah.
help his offensive lineman block, double team block, get off, and get to the second level to whatever. So this stuff ain't even in this world. I ain't gonna even deal with him right now. I'm gonna move on to the next stage. We gonna drop the mic. I'm not even gonna ask this brother trying to think about how to win a game on Friday. All right, we're gonna drop the mic. This is how we get down. We got to get flowers out. It's been good, fellas. We needed this little run because we haven't had a run in a while, and so this was good. We stretched our legs a little bit, trying to work on this format, get a little flow going. We got to drop the mic for y'all who have not listened. This is where we get out flowers in a world that does not give out flowers. One of the things I've noticed lately that's been a blessing, even with all this other crazy going on in the world, all this fiction going on in the world, all this other stuff going on in the world, acts of kindness, people still doing little things, people offering perspective. Even in all this craziness, there are people who just still do the right stuff. And so we want to feed that part of this stuff when we get out here. We're just not going to be the people being critical, but we want to just put a little shine out there in the world. I will pass a flower out. It's probably one. I might steal one of y'all because y'all probably did this. Hey, Lee Corso saying
You know,
goodbye in the headgear.
that's
I
a good
can
one.
tell you this. I didn't always watch game day, but I always watch the last 5 minutes. like I might watch from the time they brought the guests on to do it always, and I always want to see how that ended. Even though he had a little thing against Michigan all the time, I liked it, but it's like there are things about sports that bring something to the culture about it. Having Coach Corso and in the way that he went out, I thought Ohio State band. There's not a lot of things I'm going to say. I got great colleagues who do great work at Ohio State with students and everything else. But I'll say that, and I mean good things I say about, always talk about the Buckeyes on the competitive thing, but they did a good job. The band did their thing, that game day experience. And then he went 6-0 on his picks. I just gotta throw a shout out. He went out the door like MJ pushing off and getting the last shot on the game winner. He went out on 6-0 on his picks on Saturday. That's where you go out on. So shout out flowers to Lee Corso for just to that college game day experience that I had a chance to watch when he came here and hung out in Madison for game day. All right, I'll hit to you, Carl.
That was a good one, man. No, I'm going to throw a little curveball because we don't talk about the sport much, but I do. Mr. Murphy of the Brewers. I mean, this is a great year. It's unbelievable. This is the biggest story in sports. It really isn't talked about
Oh
much,
yeah.
sadly, because this is a team that, fraction of the payroll of the big teams. One really good player who came off surgeries, balling, Mr. Yelich. All these no-name cats who are balling. Some guys up and comers like Mr. Rang and Contreras, and the Mizrachi kid is going to win it. But they gave away Adames. They let him go. They had to trade Corbin Burns. They had to let Devin Williams go. But their starting system's the best in baseball, and they keep on developing. Mr. Murphy really showing. Say who's really the brains behind the Brewers the last couple of years, because y'all know I'm a Cub fan. I'm not happy with Mr. Council right now. So a lot of
Yeah,
losses.
and their manager went to their enemy, the Cubs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with the Cubs.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a Cub fan. So Murphy, just again, the way he's come back, resiliency from the scandal at Notre Dame, he was fired, to again being interim at San Diego, not getting the job, to what he's doing now, second year, probably manager of the year again. This is second year, so definitely the flowers to Mr. Murphy. With a class act. Heard him on Chicago radio the other day, just a class act. And so, yeah, I'm the fan of his biggest rival. I still have much respect for him, and I wish him well, except for when they play the Cubs. Yeah, so that's it. So.
All right, that's a great one. Great one. Darnell.
I'm gonna go way back. I'm gonna drop the mic and give my flowers out to somebody that I've been studying, looking at for a while. Mr. Jackie Slater.
Oh wow.
Jackie Slater played at Jackson State. He was a college teammate of Walter Payton. Played offensive tackle for the Rams. Los Angeles to end up being the St. Louis Rams for about 20 years, and he was holding it down. He was a great player. He had an excellent kick set, great pass blocking skills. Um, Also was a dominant run blocker as well. Just going back and watching his old matchups with Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor and the players of old. I learned a lot. So I just wanted to drop the mic by tip my hat to the OG. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
He's a Hall of Famer.
He better be in the
Yeah,
Hall
Hall
of
of
Fame.
Fame. Yeah,
Oh,
Hall
he
of
better
Fame.
be in the
Yeah,
Hall
he's
of
Hall of
Fame.
Fame. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to drop the mic by
yeah,
giving
Hall of
my
Fame.
flowers out to the Hall of Famer,
Yeah, he's Hall of
Jackie
Fame.
Slater.
Wow, those are
Yeah,
good ones,
yeah.
man. That's
And that
good ones. Good
2001,
ones.
2001, man, 2001.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah,
Good one. Well, hey, brothers, it's good
yeah,
to be in the house with y'all. This
yeah,
has
man.
been y'all made my day tonight. We look
Yeah,
forward to
man.
getting this back together. We'll be adding Cecil to the mix as well.
Yeah,
But
tell
man,
Caesar to
I
get his
really
calendar right, man. Tell him to
yeah,
get his calendar
he
right, man.
retired. You know,
Yeah, get his calendar
he
right,
don't know
man.
what time, what day it is. That's the beauty of retirement. He done got
It is, yeah.
calendar. We're gonna live vicariously through him. That's it. We love it. Thank you. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all on the other side.
Hard working, dedicated. Would like to dedicate this to those who never hate it. Can't nothing hold us down. Can always go another round. Welcome to the underground. Real sports with real sports guys. It's a flex that had his mindset. Ready for whatever grind next. My mindset working with the time left. Hard working, dedicated. Would like to dedicate this to those who never hate it. Can't nothing hold us down. Can always go another round. Welcome to the underground. Real sports with real sports guys.